I forgot he was coming round. Brilliant, nice to see you. I've been out all day, actually. I got his mate of mine, fat bloke. Oh, he's really fat. He's let himself go. And I've told him, come down to the gym with me, and I'll teach you how to do all the abdominal exercise, all that, get yourself in shape. Peter Andre, I don't know if you know him, he's a mate of mine. But last night, I had a good night last night. I went out with Fergie last night. Went out and had a drink and a meal with Fergie. It was nice. We had a really good time. Can't find my wallet, unfortunately. I put it down my pants to keep it safe, but I can't. It's gone. It's just completely gone. Anyway. Oh, look at this, right? Magic microwave. I've learned a new thing you can do with it, a new setting, right? Look at them, look. Look. You see who that is? Can you see who it is? Liam and Noel. Right, miserable bastards, right? You with me on that? Look at this, look. 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 9. Bing! Happy faces. There you go. What have I got here? Some stuff. What happens is when my cleaner comes, she moves something for me and puts it there, and things keep. Oh, look at that! It's Happy Days. Happy Days. They were. That was me when I was in my television program that I was in for many, many years. Don't know if you remember that. That's me in Star Trek. Just about to be beamed up, actually. And in the end, I had to leave because when they tried to beam me up, I couldn't fit in the little tube, unfortunately. It's a bit of a shame. Oh, look at this as well. Do you remember me in this? Remember this? That's me there when I used to be in Starsky and Hutch. Good to have you around. Anyway, normally this time I would be out and about. Right, this is the estate where I used to live when I was a kid, and I'll still come back here and they go like, oh, it's criminals around here, it's dangerous. But me, right, people know who I am. And people see something that belongs to me, they think, Millsies, leave it, because I'm hip on the street. Like, I've got a 3,500cc Harley Davidson Silver Dream machine, right? It cost me £500,000. I'll just leave it here. No one's going to nick it. It's mine, right? It's fan. Oh, right. Oh, okay. All right. Well, they might. Yeah. Okay. Well, they've done a little. Well, they left me my oil anyway. That's all that counts, isn't it? I'll have that repaired. That don't bother me. That. I'll get some new tyres on that. Just stick another seat on. That'll be fine. That'll be running again in a week. Bastards. Here's a programme, right, that I want to show you. We've met this bloke before. You may remember him. He's a fella called Billy Roberts, and he's a paranormal psychiatrist. I don't know what he is, but he's a paranormalist. And this is a programme they made. Can I just say, in case any young people watching out there, don't be frightened. It's only television.
Hello, my name is Bill.
Oh, he's just appeared out of nowhere then, didn't he? I've had a little turn there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hang on, let's have a look at him again.
Hello, my name is Billy Roberts. Welcome to the Ghost File. Ghost File. Ghost File. Ghost File.
Right, well, anyway, I'll tell you what's happening now. Billy's driving along, he's in a car, and he's going to visit someone's house. He's in the car with the person because they live in like a haunted house, right? And they're going to find, and he's asking them what's gone, what kind of things have you been noticing in the house, which I guess would be people's, little girls' heads turning round completely and spewing out vomit and crucifixes flying across the room and knives coming out of drawers like in Carrie and hands coming up from that kind of terrifying thing, I guess, would it?
So what kind of things have been happening now, Kevin?
Well, one or two unusual things insofar as there's been quite a bit of rather strange sweet smells. Like...
Ooh, spooky! Sweet smells. Never occurred to you that it might be because you've got some vases of lavender? No, so he's got sweet smells. What else has he got?
What about furniture moving? Picture frames?
Well, there's been picture frames which seem to have changed places. I know it sounds rather strange. And we have this door which is forever opening.
I can't watch it anymore, I'm spooked. A door which is forever open. I've got one of them. I've got a door which is forever open. Spice Girls in and out 24 hours a day.
And I've had a joiner up to check it, just to make sure that it's hung right.
Had a joiner up to make sure it was hung right, okay.
And, you know, he said there's nothing he can do. It just seems to open and close on its own.
Oh, it is a bit spooky now, isn't it? Anyway, Billy goes around the house and he visits it and he tries to get the psychic things off it.
I feel that there are quite a few people in the spirit world who seem to be here tonight, not for any particular reason, mind you, but I do just to say hello. Yeah. And I think it would be a marvelous idea if we could have some kind of a seance, a meeting, if you like.
What, a few days' time?
Yeah, that would be really good, because I think there's certainly some.
That's what I mean. That's not
the creaky door. Oh no, that door's creaking. I can't tell you though what you've got to witness here. I'll go back and have a look at it. One of the great double takes of all time, because Billy's obviously waiting, because the sound man has told him, I'll put the noise of the creaky door in, shall I, at some point in the conversation. And you get this fantastic, oh, I wasn't expecting that to happen, double take. Watch him, watch.
Because I think there's certainly some.
Oh. I have to say now, to their eternal credit, I do mean this, to their eternal credit, they, both of them, they know, right? All right, if you want to, Billy, if you want to sue me, right? You know and I know that you're having a laugh, all right? You're trying it on. You're trying it on to flog a few hooky videos, right? No problem at all. Absolutely no problem at all with that. I wish you all the best will in the world. But to their eternal credit now, neither of them can quite carry it off, right? They do. As you do when you're winding your mates up, you have a fit of the giggles.
I mean, that's normally what happens.
Can I just move over here?
It's on the cord there. I mean, it's nothing very dramatic.
There's not
just some kind of movement that makes you aware that something
is going.
But around here, it's a very. I don't know if you can feel it. I mean, I have to laugh because it's so kind of
made up.
Spontaneous, and there's an icy feeling here that it's not normal. And is this the kind of thing you experience all the time?
Anyway, I mean, I find it quite endearing. It doesn't trouble me.
Yeah. Even as a medium, I don't think I'd like to spend the night here alone.
Not with you, anyway. Shut up and watch the programme.
There's a gentleman with him, either Joss or Josh. I don't know whether it's a nickname or what, but this man travelled quite extensively all over the world. And again, he's in the family. But I don't know whether we can pick that up on.
I don't know if we can pick that up, but that's quite. I tend to think it's maybe the wind. That.
Do you? I tend to think it's a research assistant you've sent upstairs to walk round to sound like a ghost.
I mean, that would frighten me. It really would.
Can you hear that?
Does that happen all the time?
Yeah. No, only when you send a research assistant up there.
Yeah, it's not uncommon at all.
So basically what they decided to do is they decided to have a few friends around to have a seance, right? It's a very serious business, by the way, seances, and I would never do anything when I'm chatting to my friends to encourage this. Don't muck about with it. I used to do it in college. I used to do Ouija boards and things like that. I once summoned up the spirit of Elvis Presley on a Ouija board when I was at school, which is quite funny because he weren't dead when I was at school. But basically, don't get involved with any of that. And if you are going to have a seance, exactly as these people, if you are going to have a seance, what you need is sensible, calm, non-dramatic, non-histrionic people with no history of alcohol in their lives, just calm, sensitive people to invite to your seance.
Are you sleepless tonight? Call friends, heart to heart. 0891 57 57 57.
Rocky's the chocolate bar for me. And now there's a blockbuster video free. The chocolate blockbuster, man.
Take me where the morning sunlight sparkles on the sea. We'll hide away on an island where love is all you need. Sandals is for lovers, love is all you need. Fall in love all over, love is all you need. White sands, emerald seas, two can share. Everything's included, love is all you need.
Sandals, the Caribbean's ultra all-inclusive resorts.
And I'm feeling good, river running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.
Give all your clothes a special touch of comfort silk.
And I'm feeling good.
Kevin.
There's never anything to eat.
Try these Pillsbury toaster pockets. They only take 4 minutes. They're flaky pastry with a cheese and bacon filling.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody enjoyed their toaster pockets.
Simply toast when frozen in 4 minutes.
At Global Video, it's back by popular demand. All video rentals now 2 days higher for the price of one at your local Global Video store now.
That's why calling VPP the virtually perfect pub.
You know, I bet they drink Carling Black Label.
Brewed 4.1%.
Well, I've got some pretty impressive statistics of my own.
Tickle.
Carling Black Label. Bottoms up. The best-selling beer in Britain.
Here I go, I'm drifting deep inside my dream. It's pure perfection, the feeling I love so much. I know that it's all mine, like tasty wine. Oh, show me heaven rich and slow. It's pure perfection. Show me heaven.
Now you see, this might look perfectly innocent. A little sign here, some people dancing, doing the bolero, tango, whatever they do. But imagine this. Imagine a short-sighted person was to come along, see this, and think it was an outdoor street party, and was to join in and start dancing along with them. Well, it wouldn't be long, would it, before they had to send a van along to cart them off to the ward down at Holby General. And in fact, it would be no fault of their own. It would be these people to blame. Kind of thing we're trying to bring in the psychiatric side of casualty, you see. It's not just broken bones, it's tortured minds. Welcome back here. I am at Hollywood Corner. This is where all the people who I know, the big celebrities, and this one here, it shouldn't be in Hollywood Corner, but he's a bit of a cheeky monkey, really, putting it in Hollywood Corner, because he's left it, he was here the other night, and we had a game of strip poker. And dear old Bernard Manning, he's left his socks, bless him. And you know they're Bernard's socks because he has them specially made at a tailor's in Rochdale, and it has written ho 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 ho. You see, Bernard, because Bernard, funny man. There you go. And something else, I did just want to show you this, and I'll show you this because I think of you not just as my friends, but almost as my family, really. Is that this was? I don't know if you can even see this. I don't know why, but it's so tiny. Can you see that? Can you show it there? It's a screw. There it is. It's a little screw. Looks like an ordinary screw, but it's solid silver. And what you do is you put a solid silver chain around it and you wear it around your neck. And it came from a friend of mine in Baywatch. And it said, Millsy, once again, the best screw you've ever had. So that's a little something from David Hasselhoff there, which was lovely. Absolutely lovely gift to receive, that is. Now, another program. Oh, yeah, here's another program now. You'll love this one, right? This is a program that I made, right? Funny enough, there's a young lad, he's a friend of mine, trying to make a go of it in show business, and I gave him a job. Normally I do the voiceovers, but I gave this young lad, friend of mine, a job doing the voiceover on this. And it tells the tale of some of the horror that is reeking across England at the moment, and the fact that the young kids have gone completely out of control, and this is a little program I made about it.
This is Great Missenden, Buckinghamshire, a sleepy village in the Chilterns. On the last day of June last summer, its peace and quiet was shattered by a full-scale battle between rival gangs of teenagers, an event that some people have called the Great Missenden Riot. At closing time, the Great Missenden gang left this pub and walked down the village high street to the car park, where another large gang from Chesham was waiting for them. Alarmed villagers called the police, who sealed off all roads into the village. The result was over 60 arrests, and this year in March, 29 young people were convicted of a number of charges, including making an affray. Over the past year, local newspapers all over Buckinghamshire and Hertfordshire have carried the same kind of stories over and over again.
Granny fights lone war on teenage mob. Night of terror as gangs Youths went on rampage in courses told in villages night of terror. Savage skinhead gangs. Why do we tolerate these lads? Why?
Over 60 arrests, 29 people convicted in a night of mindless violence in a sleepy little town like that. We're going to take a look now at the gang that was responsible for that. The great hoarding mass of wasted youth, the forgotten generation that perpetrated this terrible outrage.
We tolerate these lads.
There you go. Hey! That's 4 little Herberts. That's it. That's the entire... That is it, I promise you. It don't come any stronger than that. They are the hard men of this area, right? Are you aware of the thing with the Corleones and the Costatinos and the Bangiattis, right? They were the 3 of the great Costa Rosa Mafia families. And what happens is sometimes they unite to form an even stronger family. And that's what's happened with these boys here, as they'll explain.
Before we all joined up together, there was 2 lots of Abbots, wasn't there? There was the top end and the bottom end. They used to have fights with the bottom end of Abbots and against the top end of Abbots, because it's long. It's not a very big base, but it's long. You know, from the top to the bottom.
It's like Sicily. It's not very big, but it's long. And all the hard boys lived at the top, and they used to come down. What's this fella here, right? Who's just sitting listening. Oh, it's okay, I've got a tattoo, that's how hard I am, pal. And then realises that his friend is starting to tell a story about him.
Go as you can. I mean, for instance, look at him here. One night, we went to a party. A load of blokes got him down the alley.
Yeah, you don't need to tell him that,
actually. Beating up his face. You know, you could tell his forehead was out here.
Yeah, all right, leave it. They don't want to know that. If I want to tell that story, I'll tell it. Don't tell it for me, all right?
His eyes were all red, blood, you know.
Yeah, but you will tell them that there was 37 of them, won't you?
And his lips and his mouth, and it was really done him bad. And that was by 3 blokes.
All right. Yeah, all right, I'm a bit of a wimp. I had a headache that night, all right? There's another fella in this gang who was a favourite of mine. I remember him from when I was doing the show. He was in a gang of mods, right, but he was only 8 years old. He'd never spoken in his life, and suddenly, because he saw the cameras, he launched into one. He was sitting right, and he launched into one, much to the shock and embarrassment of his friends, who didn't even realise he could speak.
I find it easier when you're in a cult to communicate with anyone else, other people. Before I was in my work, I found that I couldn't really communicate with just other people, not necessarily just with one, but loads of other people. You know, I just thought it was more shy or something, I don't know. Now I find it a lot easier.
Is he in our gang? Is he your brother? I thought he was your brother. You don't know who he is. No, seriously, you lot think you're hard, like in Peckham and Lewisham and Toxteth and Solihull and Moss Side and places like that, Hagley, right? You don't know. These guys live right on the edge, right? of Buckinghamshire.
Malcolm Lucky, who lives near Aylesbury, has been involved in this type of dispute.
Well, the sort of main thing that happens around here is between Aston Clinton and Tring.
Aston Clinton and Tring. You look through any book on crime in this country, and Aston Clinton and Tring will figure very heavily.
I know quite a few people, you know, have always had trouble with them. It's been going on for a number of years. Usually find if there's a disco on in Aston Clinton, you get a lot of Tring people coming down, causing trouble.
Knocking the Pims over and rearranging the flower displays. It all gets very, very heavy, I'll tell you that. And here's a few more of the problems that they have.
Well, the bus is sort of unreliable. Like, I mean, in London you've got the tubes and they're running sort of all the time. You go to a tube station, like, you don't have to wait 2 minutes for a sort of train to go anywhere. But here you sort of wait an hour for a bus, and that's no good if you want to go anywhere. Like.
And the way this also, don't forget, this kind of transport problem leads to other huge problems. Like, imagine, well, this kind of thing.
And if you were being chased by someone, I mean, it's no good sort of banging about, waiting for
But listen, not only have you got to go and cause a fight with someone from Tring, run the risk of not getting a bus when you're children, but to make things up, Mr. Brittus does the driving for you. It's a complete nightmare out there.
Like, they did exaggerate a bit. I mean, down Watford, they think there's about 150 of us, something like this, 90 of us, and there was only 12 of us, you know, all the time.
So they thought there was 150 of us, but there's only 12 of us. No, there's only 5 of you. There you are. That's your gang, mate.
Because Watford is so hard to get to, the Abbots Langley skinheads had to use the village phone box to set up their fights. The phone box soon became a symbol of their gang.
It's just the local phone box in like the village.
That's it, that's their office. I get a little secretary working there. Hello, you want to have a fight with us 2 o'clock Tuesday? I'll just see if we're free. I'm sorry, we've got a bit of a run-in with the Tring boys there. Can you make before?
We get a lot of people ring up and saying we're coming down, and you know, they ring up all the time. We get on there and up every night. We're coming down, we're going to smash your place up, we're going to get you all this and that. Last year, when we used to all go out, like if we weren't going anywhere, that's where we used to all hang out, round there. Because there's a seat and that's by the chip shop and that. We used to all go there, and we used to get phone call after phone call.
Right, so let's just have a little recap here. They moan about the state of the public transport in the area. They sit on benches outside the chip shop. Skinheads or pensioners? It's entirely up to you. The question is, I mean, how bad was the violence?
Although the Abbots Langley skinheads talk tough, their fights were never as violent as they seemed to outsiders. The gang favoured attacking their rivals' cars, for example, rather than fighting each other. They just wanted to establish a reputation for being aggressive, rather than actually hurting anyone. In all the months of fighting, only one person actually went to hospital.
Yeah, and he fell off a wall.
It's a game, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to go out with baseball bats and belt someone with it, you've got to expect it back. It's
got to get kicky sometimes. Make
you know, now. You know, people, if you get a phone call saying, right, we're coming up here, right, you know they're coming. So what do you do? If you don't want to be there, you ain't there.
So you were never there? Basically, they found out they're going to come and give us a kicking at 9. Oh, that's a shame. I've got to stay in tonight, watch the telly.
After a summer of bigger and bigger confrontations, police patrol cars were called in from Watford by the parish council, and many of the gang ended up in trouble with the law.
The local community were, I think, overreacted, but because they were threatened by what was happening. Not so much because there was a great deal of violence, but because
none of the pensioners had anywhere to sit. They've nicked all the benches again. And of course, one of the other problems they had was that even though they was babe magnet isn't a word I often use, but as they were, you know, had no trouble attracting women normally, their reputation, unfortunately, meant that they couldn't get as many girls as their looks entitled them to.
We thought that, you know, with all this trouble, that we're not going to get all the girls after us and all this like. I think that a lot of the girls turned away from us, you know. I mean, we were skinheads. They wanted things like soul boys and all that, like, you know. But that's up to them.
Yeah. Sure. That's what she told you, is it? it's because she wanted a soul boy, not because you got a tea cosy on your head and Spock ears. However, not always is rosy with them, because like a lot of young people, their treatment of the elderly was just needs to be seen to be believed.
Yeah, that's all. We're all right, aren't we? The skinheads.
Well, you're all right sometimes.
Do you think we're troublesome?
As long as you're not.
Do you think
yeah,
we're quite joy?
sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, well. It's only occasionally.
You all are, though, aren't you?
Yeah,
but
we're
then
good
let's
lads.
face it, you're all somebody's sons, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, that's
See,
right.
I've got 3 of my own, so I might as well
yeah.
talk to you nicely sometimes.
It was horrible, officer. They stopped me in the street and subject me to a horrifying ordeal of buying me hot chocolate and giving me biscuits and saying, "Granny, Granny, please love us. We haven't got any girlfriends." Anyway, listen, I've got to go. I can't hang on because somebody, there's a phone box out somewhere. Somebody phoned me, and the boys from Abbots Langley want a bit of a fight. See you later. Cheers.